The evidence is all over the tracks. Thousands of pilfered packages scattered across Los Angeles rail lines for months. Right alongside the stolen TVs and tablets, more than 80 guns. LA police officials revealing to NBC News this week that one crew's August haul included a cache of semi-automatic shotguns as well as pistols. LA's police chief addressing the thefts in a meeting.
That gave us a significant concern as a source of further violence in the city.
Officials say only 2 of the firearms have been recovered so far.
They're going to end up on the street and they're going to be used in crimes as an absolute certainty.
Scott Sweeto spent years as a special agent in charge with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. He says it's pretty common for tens of thousands of guns to be shipped across the country like everything else.
Security around guns on a train really just relies on the hope that people aren't going to realize what's in there, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're really relying on camouflage. So once someone's able to break into the train, they can actually look at the labels on these boxes and they can figure out that it's a firearm and literally steal it as easily as they could steal a box of iPads.
Multiple law enforcement sources tell NBC News the crime sprees can last for hours before police realize what's happening, much easier than targeting gun shops.
Gun store burglaries get reported very, very quickly. There are more often than not alarms. Could mean the difference between a drive-by shooting or a carjacking or an armed robbery being averted.
Nationwide, the ATF says firearm thefts have been trending down over the past year, but LAPD data shows shootings are up and homicides increased 54% from 2019 to last year, even as LAPD says it recovered many more guns last year compared to 2020. When asked for comment, the ATF referred us to LAPD and Union Pacific Railroad, which operates the raided trains. And while the railroad company wouldn't comment on an active investigation, it says dozens of special agents have been moved to the area. Our local station KNBC spotting added fences and cameras too. But even yesterday, an open rail car rolling through LA.
Despite the ongoing efforts by Union Pacific Railroad to install some additional security elements, we still have people that are still drawn to this location with simply by greed.
All right, Jesse Kirsch joins us now live from one of those tracks. Jesse, I got to ask you, what steps are the railroads taking to reduce the number of thefts?
Tom, we've seen extra cameras added, extra fencing. The rail line also says they've added dozens of those special agents. But let me give you the reality check right where we are here in Los Angeles. I don't see any visible signs around here of obvious added cameras. I don't see extra security or police personnel. And look at where that fence line is. Anyone could easily walk right down from the street level and be on the tracks and climb onto a train. And then look at this visibility line. You can see the tracks here are below the street level, which means that the general public can't easily see what's going on. And if that's happening, some sources telling our team that it could be hours before police are able to realize what is going on down here.
Yeah, those trains are just sitting ducks there. You mentioned in the piece, I think I heard this correctly, that authorities say only 2 of those guns were recovered, but there's 80 that are missing. Any prospect they're going to find the rest of those?
That former ATF official we spoke with tells us that sometimes guns aren't recovered or even realized to be missing until they are used to commit a crime. He adds that it could take years to track down a weapon. And of course, Tom, there's always the possibility those guns are never found.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.